And I have on the line with me at this time, no other than super producer DR Period. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? How you feel, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to have you on. It's a pleasure. Definitely a
It's a
pleasure.
pleasure, brother.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Definitely. Good luck.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I'm glad, like I said, glad you took time out your busy schedule. I know you're a busy man, so I definitely appreciate that. So, DR, as far as let's go. We're gonna go over your career. We're gonna start from the beginning to the end first. So, take us back to what made you want to become a producer.
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I think a producer is something that you grow up to be. It ain't something that first you do unless you're already older and you understand what you're looking at. Me, I was young, into music. Music has always been in my household, and I always was a musician, like related from day one. That's how I learned how to play keyboards, drums, and all other kind of different instruments. That's just because the musician in me, in the household that I was raised in, like everybody has to be musically inclined. That was like one of my mother's biggest house rules. Like you're gonna learn the instrument no
Right.
matter what. So as time goes on, you're playing music, you're doing stuff, you working, and you're going to school and you're learning all kinds of different things. Then you find people, doing other things like recording and you're going into music studios and putting out records and things like that. And then you want that to be a challenge. Then you do that, and I think that's when it all started kicking in. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna do something in music, but I didn't know being a producer was gonna be it. I thought I was gonna be a DJ at first. Then I thought I was gonna be a rapper. Then I thought I was gonna be a human beatbox. Then next thing I know, I like, I tried all of them, and then when I did production, that's when everything changed. Everything changed.
Absolutely.
So
Like you,
yeah, and from that point, that's when I knew, like, okay, being a producer is what I'm supposed to be doing.
right. And as you mentioned, a lot of people come, as they when they first start, they get into the music, they get into the instruments and everything like that, because that's all about being a producer. So you got that, as far as that background. So that's definitely a good look for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, experience,
Yeah.
where you understand music at its rawest form, not just getting a machine and learning the buttons and knowing how to program. That's cool, I mean, if you can do it, do that, but it's like if you didn't have the machine, then how were you making music? So I come from the era like machines wasn't running the thing; it was the talent. So you have to be good at what you do.
Right.
So you couldn't just get on a drum set and just start hitting the drums. Yeah, you can hit it and get some sound, but was you good at hitting the drums? Or you can't just get on the keyboard and press the keys without coming up with some rhythms or some chords or some arrangements. You have to be good. You
Exactly.
have to be good.
Absolutely. And mention and speaking of technology, let's talk about that. As you know, as me being a DJ, I know back in the days they had the vinyl, they didn't have the MP3s. So you as a producer, I know back then, it's different from now, where everything is digital. Back then, it was a little different. So how did you make that transition when you come in and being a producer? Now it's a lot of as you say, the boards and everything else. How did you make that transition?
Well, I think I grew with time, as new stuff, because I've always been a guy that liked to buy equipment. So I was fortunate enough to be in a position financially to keep up with time. Like, so if a new drum machine came out with like a touch screen, or a new drum machine came out with like this digital board on top of it or something, I always just purchase it just to see what it can do. And a lot of the equipment I bought, I took a lot of that back because I felt like it wasn't for me. But that gave me heads up on how technology was moving as days go by. So me keeping up was just a transition over the years of me learning as I go along. So by the time when it got to a place where vinyls and cassettes and CDs and all that stuff was like totally out the picture,
Right.
and it's about the MP3s and dealing with Serato and dealing with Pro Tools and Logic and all of Ableton and all these different kind of interface drum machines and softwares and things of that nature.
Right.
I was ready.
Right.
Because I was already, like I said, experimenting early in the game as they make it. Like when Pro Tools first hit the set, like I had the Pro Tools, the very first one, where like I learned it, but I didn't like it at that time because you had to have these different kind of interfaces just to run Pro Tools. Then when they started coming up with these inboxes and still being able to use these 24 tracks of Pro Tools, and you had these inboxes of 16 tracks of Pro Tools,
right.
Then I started getting more into it, and then from there, as it grew, I was growing with it. So my transition to the new, era of how things is done, it was kind of a growing thing. I was doing it ahead of time because, like I said, I'm a geek when it comes down to equipment.
Right.
And when it comes down to learning, I'm a sucker for knowledge.
Right. Absolutely. And so, at the beginning, I said super producer. Now, you work with some legends throughout your career. Public Enemy, The Lost Boys, Queen Latifah, Jay-Z, M.O.P., to name a few. How was that as far as getting, working with those legends?
Well, like I said, a lot of my work came from. Excuse me, I had a little cough. A lot of my work came from kind of like a domino effect, where when I started out as like a real like solid, stable kind of producer, I kind of came from a musician point of view, and I was doing pop music and R&B. I wasn't even doing street music then, but I had a lot of street friends, and they used to always rap, and I knew a lot of dudes before they grew up. I used to be around a lot of camps. I used to be around a lot of MCs. Right. But I always had that real musical state of mind, and a lot of my stuff was a little too musical for what they was trying to do. But then when I started learning what they was doing, then I started working with certain people, and then that's when it all started happening. One guy get a beat from me, he'll run and tell somebody else, and somebody else will tell somebody else. So this is how all the MOPs, and this is how the Smooth Hustlers, and the AZs, and the Nas, and the J, and all these guys started coming along because, in the hood, if you popping in the hood, you the go-to guy. I don't care who you is or where you at, everybody coming to you,
right.
Because they heard you got something going on. So by the time I got to that place, I started actually making records that was coming out, becoming hits. And it was starting some people's careers. It was giving people #1 records across the world. I mean, records going gold, records going platinum. And I'm the dude in the hood. So, when they like coming to me, they like, yo, this is the dude that making it all happen. Like, the joints we driving down the streets, bobbing our head to and going crazy for, this is the dude that produced this. So having that experience became more of a community thing, and then it just started happening everywhere else, where I go to LA, get up with Tupac and all those other dudes, and just started working with people overseas and, doing things in Korea with, AI and Trey Songz. And there's so much. There's so many people, so many artists. After a while, it just came to be a blessing, man. And I thank God for all of that, because I didn't know it was going to happen like that. I didn't know what I was going to do was going to create, such a strong impact in the business.
Absolutely. And DR, not to say you that good. So like I say, word of mouth, they're like, yo, my man doing these beats, let's hit him up. Let's make some hits. So that's you all day, you know what I mean? So they know what talent's at.
Because we didn't have it, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We didn't have all that.
Right.
We had word of mouth. You was hot, the hood knew about you. If you was nobody, the hood ain't talking about you. That's all it was about.
Exactly. So not only you actually took your talent to another level by producing movie soundtracks. Movies like Brown Sugar. You got Serve, Bringing Down the House. That's big and that's huge. You take it to that next level.
Yeah, I started learning the business more, that it wasn't just about making a record. See, a lot of people think when you make music, it's all about making the record. Like, I sold over 30 million records. Like, like what I want to do now that's going to still impress you is sell another 30 more million,
Right.
But you already know, like, this dude's certified. Once you go gold and go platinum, you already consider a made man in the game. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, all right, they know you got it. You got the hit potential. You the hit maker. A lot of people like to judge your career based on what they hear or what they think they know. But a lot of times, if the facts is the truth, is that you have to graduate. So that's when I started going over into film and TV, because I was like, well, the records I make got placed in a lot of films and TV, but then I seen other opportunities without me making records, because I had more music than I had records.
Oh.
So when I started taking my music over to these, music directors over who's running these departments for the film companies and TV shows, and they was like, you got over 500 beats in this one folder? Let me hear them. And they listen, and they like, oh, I could use this for this movie. Oh, I could use this for this trailer. I'll use this for this commercial. I could use this for that. And then that's when it all started happening. So my whole movie placement game got crazy, and then I learned that was a publishing side of the business. So that was a whole nother different pay and whole nother different revenue that came in when you started getting your music on TV and films. And then when that started happening, and I started comparing that revenue versus the revenue I was making putting out records, I was like, oh, putting out records wasn't really that big of a deal to me on the money side. I mean, I made money doing it, but man, when you start getting the TV and film,
Right.
that changed your life, brother.
Absolutely.
You moved out the hood.
So I'm moving up. Yo, that's what's up.
I always tell brothers, if I don't make another record in my life, I am good.
Absolutely.
Straight up. Say what you want. I'm good.
Right. So, and speaking of that, as far as an artist, so you came from behind the board. You actually recorded your own some songs as well. How was that, the transition?
Yeah, because as being an artist, I wanted to be an artist early in my career. Then I realized that wasn't going to happen, because it just was something was saying make music. But when I started doing the artist thing, I really started making the records just to put on TV and film. So I was like, well, because when you're watching a movie and the song come on at the end of the movie or come on in the middle of the movie, you don't know the artist. You just hear the song and you watching the movie. So it either fit the movie or you just sitting there jamming off the song. But you'll never hear the person name. You will never know until the credits come up. Music was provided by this person or that person.
Right.
And then I started realizing on the publishing side, if you were only doing the music, you're getting 50% of the pub. But if you're doing the music and the writing and the performing, then you're getting the whole 200% of the composition. So that's 100% of the publishing. So, yeah, I started getting greedy. So I said, I'm doing it all. I can write, I can sing, I can rap, I just started doing it all. I started going for it, and it worked.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about when did you start Rock Boy Records? When did that occur?
Wow, Rock Boy Records was always a vision I had when I first had my company, Next Level Entertainment. I had Next Level Entertainment at the company that I started Smooth the Hustler career and all other guys over there. And I started building, doing MOP and all of them through the Next Level brand. And then after that, I didn't never really realize at that time that I was a production company moving like a record label. Because what we did, we used to make the records, press the records up, go out and market and promote the records, and get the artists out there. But that was the whole level of producing a record and putting it out to a record company. So as time went on, I started doing my deals with different labels, and they was like, they wouldn't give me a regular record deal. They was like, yo, how can we work this out? Because we know you're a company. And I'm thinking they told them about my production company. Right. They wasn't only talking about that. It was like, you're a production company and you're a record label. And my lawyer made me realize, like, yo, you got entities here. You can get money from the production side, you can get money from the label side, and you can also get money from the artist side of this, as the independent producer. So I said, you know what? I'm going to create one brand, and then that's when Rockboy came. Because, when I was younger, I'm going Rockaway Avenue,
Right.
And it was an up the hill and down the hill situation where dudes down the hill be like, yeah, that's them Rockaway boys. And, dudes up the hill be like, yeah, that's them boys from Rockaway. So when I put, Rockaway Avenue, and then they used to call us those Rockaway Avenue boys, and that's when old Rockboy started coming into existence.
Okay. All right.
So I started pulling that together, and then I started doing homework, and then I learned the meaning of Rockboy, and I didn't know during the years of the 1800s, there was a slave company that used to send the slaves over to the railroad, and what they used to do was have the slaves break the ground and break rocks, and they called them the Rock Boys.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
I didn't. Wow.
I thought my music used to break grounds, and I was breaking new barriers. So I was like, wow, this definition of Rockboy from what, our ancestors and everybody's been through, and then me having this Rockboy title, it represent everything, I feel that I'm going through and everybody else went through.
Absolutely. I like the meaning behind that. That's deep right there, brother. Definitely deep. Wow. So do you are you working on any upcoming projects or anything you're working on now?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of things going. We, Rockboy, just did a new deal with Archie, which we used to be over at Sony, Sony Red. We just launched our new radio station called New Music House Radio. We out in South Jersey. I'm on 96.1 WTPH The Touch. That's an FM station out here in South Jersey. I come on right after the Tom Joyner in the mornings. And, I got new artists coming. I got Mashika coming. She's an R&B artist. I got 120 coming, the R&B group. I got Zeta Doughboy. He's a rapper. I got OCR couples. I got the Rockboy G's. I got Barry Goods. I got Computer. I got a whole line of whole stream of artists. I got Sean Rock, Out of Box Music. I mean, this list can go on. Yes. I'm working, and then not only that, we got our first independent movie we just, shot, done, finished, coming in May. It's called DSW, stands for Do Something With It. And that's a deal with On Demand and Netflix. So y'all get a chance to peep that movie, and it was scored by me and my other producer named Johnny P. So we got that popping off. So it's a lot of good things going on with the whole Rockboy situation.
Absolutely. You're doing it, my brother. Definitely keep doing what you're doing, and keep that, keep that your company and everything going strong. So we need that out there. You know what I'm saying? Need that positive vibe, everything. So your social media sites or your website, tell the people as far as where they can follow you or follow your company. You're gonna let everybody know about that.
Well, you follow Rockboy at rockboyrecords.com. You can find out what's going on and all the stuff that we're doing at Rockboy. You can also go to drperiod.com and find out everything that Dr. Period is doing as a producer, and just creative things. And you want to learn about the radio station, go to iwmhr.com. And you want to know about the studios, go to newmusichousestudio.com. Like, we got a lot of things going on. I mean, if you go to any one of those sites, you're going to find out about all other stuff that we got going on, because everything links to each other, So it's real simple. You can start with drperiod.com and take it from there, and that leads you to my Facebook, drperiodrockboy.com. Well, drperiodrockboy on Facebook. And then you can go to the real Dr. Period. And that's on Instagram, and that's on Twitter, the real Dr. Period on Twitter. So if you just go to drperiod.com, you'll see all the links for Facebook, Twitter, and all the socials and everything out there. And it's all under the same brand.
Absolutely. So I want to take this time out. I want to thank you, my brother. Like I said, taking time out of your busy schedule, very busy person, and I wish you continued success doing what you do. And like I said, I'm definitely following you on Instagram, Twitter, so I'll keep up with you and what you actually doing right now. All right, my brother.
I appreciate you, Mike, man. You keep doing the good work that you're doing. And, brother, man, I really see you growing. So continue on growing, brother.
All right. I appreciate you, my brother. And you have a good night, all right?
All right. Take care.
All right. Okay.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.